All right. Cool, 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 cool. I think we're live, everybody. Hello, guys. Let's see here. Let me check this because this thing has been driving me a little bit crazy here. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and refresh this thing. We should be up and running, I think. Folks, give me 1 minute. I know this is like 17 minutes late start already. I apologize about that. We will be getting. I just want to make sure that this is actually live. I'm not even sure if this is live. If you guys seeing this, tell everybody to refresh their page. All right. Just tell everybody to refresh their page and hit the. Hi, everybody. Hello. All right, and go ahead and hit the play button on the video. That should do it. All right. People are telling me that I'm live. Cool. One sec here. Let me put a quick comment. And then we are going to be rolling. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Hope everything is good. Give me one sec, folks. One sec. I got some good stuff for you to share with you tonight here, guys. So one sec. All right, guys. If you just tell everybody to refresh their page and hit the play button on their video, that should be good. Okay. Give me one sec. We'll be getting started. All right. Shake it, boom. All right, everybody. Welcome to tonight's hangout, folks. What I want to do is I want to do things a little bit differently here tonight. We have a couple thousand people here, and first of all, guys, I apologize for the craziness here of this thing not going live when it's supposed to. You know, sometimes when you are trying to make this thing embed and stream the video, I have that's the thing with me is I have no idea. Right, I have no idea how to do any of this HTML coding, how to put a video on a page. I don't know how to do that, right? So I need to get the video guys or the developers or the programmers to do it for me. And so we had a little bit of a run around with that. So we are good now. Cool. So what I'd like to do first of all, guys, is I'd like to just welcome you to this hangout. My intention here is basically is to give you some value, all right? Not just some value. My intention is to give you lots and lots of value tonight, so that you can apply some of the strategies, some of the ideas. Start playing around with it at least, right? Start doing something in your business to move your business to the next level. You know, when I got started in this industry, and for those of you guys who don't know me. If you're like on here, got invited by somebody, or if I invited you here, or somebody else from Big Idea Mastermind invited you, and you are wondering what is this all about, right? Well, there is nothing. My intention is not necessarily to sell you anything here on this hangout. My intention is to get you a lot of value and to share with you, really just to hang out, right? And share with you some ideas, some strategies, some things that personally have worked really, really well for me in my business. You can test them for yourself, see if it's going to work for you, see if you can take some of the ideas and see how you can apply it to your business, see how you can tweak them to your marketing, to whatever you're doing out there, and go out there and hopefully take that step closer to your ultimate destination, right? Ultimately where you want to be at. That's kind of the idea here. And I got started in this industry, folks, about it was 2005, so however many years ago that was, 2005, and got started very, very humbling. I did not have any marketing experience. I did not have any entrepreneurial education, if you can call it that. I did not have anybody to really take me by the hand and coach me in the beginning, so I had to learn a lot by just doing a lot of trial and error in the very beginning. But I was just fortunate enough to come across or have a mentor come into my life early in my career, about 10 months after I got started, and everything changed for me ever since, right? And so I got I got so passionate about this industry because you got to remember, my background is I was working for a banking industry. you know, being a bill collector, right? Calling people, you know, telling them to pay their credit cards, and that's what I was doing, right? And coming from that, you know, from that background, and wanted to dramatically change my situation, you know, especially financial side of things. You know, sometimes people talk about things, and you know, sometimes people say, well, you know, money is not everything. Financial, you know, side of things is not everything, and that's true, right? You know, there are some things that money cannot buy, but a lot of times, you know, if we just have this financial thing taken care of, right, life becomes a whole lot easier for us, for everybody. So I wanted to take care of my financial side of things a little bit better, right? I wanted to provide for my family the best I could. You know, I wanted to be the best husband, the best father. I wanted to live a comfortable lifestyle, right? And I saw on the internet this online marketing, this industry, you know, network marketing, direct sales as a way out for me, because I saw so many people succeeding, you know, just like maybe you are right now, right? And I got started like everybody else, but along the way, right, I was able to learn some things, and I remember my very first breakthrough was when I got my first, I believe it was like 8 or 10 leads, right, to my capture page, and that was my first breakthrough. All of a sudden, you know, something is like, okay, I think I know how to do this over again, right? I got those 8 or 10 leads, and I think I can repeat that again, right? And I remember when I got my first sale, my first actual sale. This was at least 10 months after I got started, because for the first, you know, probably 6 months or so, I was just spending money left and right on, you know, different campaigns and different you know, different things I was doing, promoting, you know, trying to get traffic, trying to convert people, trying to kind of like grinding, right, and trying to force success, right, trying to force success. And one thing that I learned is that you cannot really force success, right, and so what happened was, certain things happened in a certain, you know, at a precisely certain time I believe when it's supposed to happen. And all of a sudden, we became, you know, I became so-called fortunate, right? That, like what other people are saying, and started to earn money on the internet a little bit in the beginning, and then it kind of went and grew from there, and became, you know, kind of turned it into a business that I fell in love with. You know, internet marketing, I believe, is the bar none the biggest opportunity for anybody to turn their financial situation around, to turn their lifestyle around, you know, and all that good stuff. So the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I am passionate about this industry, right? Is because I believe that there is nothing better out there than, you know, what you and I have our hands on, you know, as far as being able to earn money on this industry, and being able to, you know, really build something significant, right? But the question is how do you do that, right? How do you do that strategically? How do you do that so that your business can be sustainable? How do you do that so that you can get fast results? And essentially, that's what we're going to talk about. You know, guys, I am nobody special. You know, for those of you guys who know me, I always say this: I'm nobody special. I don't have any magical abilities. I just know some things that you know, some people don't know yet, right? And I was just fortunate enough to be able to, over the last 5 or 6 years, to be able to work with probably over 60 or 70,000 people throughout this entire time period. And I see some things that are being repeated over and over and over again by a lot of people, both good or bad, right? And people who see success comes down to successful people have successful habits. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. If you guys are taking notes, it might be a good idea for you to take notes, because I'm going to share with you some really cool ideas, and we're going to get into some advanced traffic generation stuff, and you know, and I'm just gonna be completely upfront with you folks. I don't necessarily have a PowerPoint or, you know, to show you here tonight. I just want to talk with you like this, face to face, and just convey some ideas that I honestly hope that will, you know, really help you in your business. but successful people have successful habits, right? That's really ultimately where kind of everything starts with, right? Is successful habits, right? How do you develop successful habits as a marketer, as a person, as a human being, as a as a father, as a mother, as a good citizen, right? How do you develop those successful habits, right? That can carry you onto greater successes in life, right? Some of these habits, guys, I will share with you because some of these habits I see being repeated over and over again by people who are tremendously successful, right? In this industry, and there's also some things that I see some people are repeating some mistakes in their business, especially when it comes to traffic generation and marketing. And if you guys are here to learn traffic generation, you will learn some traffic generation, I promise you, right? But it's not always traffic generation. You see, when I was getting started in this industry, I was thinking that all I needed, right? All I needed is if I can just get traffic to my lots of traffic to whatever I was promoting at that time, then everything's going to be solved, right? All my financial problems will be solved. I discovered that it was not the case, right? And what it ultimately comes down to is there is 3 things I want to touch upon this tonight, and just talk about the 3 I think most important things that as a marketer, if you can, I wanted to say master, but I don't know if it would be the word, the right word. If you can focus and get really good, right? If you can get good, all right, at 3 things, or at least be conscious of it as you build in your business, I think that everything else is going to be easy for you. Okay. Money, generating income on the internet is actually one of the simplest things that anybody can learn how to do. I would argue, if somebody would tell me that before, but it actually is. Okay. Again, I'm going to share with you guys, some of the things. How does that work, right? When you look at this industry, and people who are considered like superstar marketers, right? And then people who are just getting started, what is going on, right? What's the difference between somebody who is earning a lot of money and somebody who is not there yet, right? And maybe they're grinding. What's going on there? And it comes down to several things. Okay, number one, and this is just I just want to share this with you folks to really, hopefully, when you hear me, right, if I can convey an idea or 2 for you, if I can convey, if I can inspire you, okay, if I can do some, if I can tell you something that would resonate with you, okay, and that would cause you to make a turn as a marketer, right? And maybe one day if I meet you at the event or something, if our paths cross, and I want to hear your success story. Ultimately, that's really what drives me, every single day. When it comes down to building a successful business, okay, consists of 3 things. This is from my experience, and you say, Vic, who are you to teach this stuff, right? I mean, are you qualified to teach this stuff? Well, I don't know, right? I cannot teach you how to earn, a couple $1 million a month. I'm not there yet, okay? But I was fortunate enough to learn and engineer my business, right? And really craft and fine-tune my business to the point to where I understand how to earn comfortable living. I don't want to I don't want to brag or anything, folks, but earning $3,000 to $5,000 per day, $20,000 per day. What's really, really cool, folks, for me personally, right, is when you learn this stuff. And I know that a lot of people are going to listen to me tonight, and a lot of people are going to just hear this, and it's going to go over their heads, over their ears, right? Very few people will listen to me, and very few people will actually take this to heart. Very few people will actually apply this. Somebody said to me, they said, Vic, why are you sharing this stuff, man? Like, what's and somebody else said, well, he's not sharing everything, right? He is hiding the meat, and that's what some small-minded people think about, some people who are really out there, right, and succeeding, right? For example, if you are just getting started, my friend, I want to share with you exactly like the shortest path, right, you can take to build yourself a tremendous business. Okay, it starts with this little thing I call everything matters. Okay, every little thing matters in your business. When you're starting your business, you just have to remember that every little thing in your business, in your life, matters. And we're going to get to the traffic. We're going to get to I'm going to share with you guys some really, really advanced, some ninja traffic getting strategies. But just, if you are making notes, okay, if you're taking notes, write this down. Every little thing matters, okay? I'm going to prove this to you in a minute here. But I'm talking about from your attitude towards your business, right? When you start a business, your attitude towards that business, your attitude towards other people, your attitude towards life, right? That stuff matters, okay? What else matters? Well, self-talk. How you talk to yourself. Everybody, we all talk to ourselves, right? We all think, right? And if you say, well, Vic, I don't talk to myself, you do. We talk to ourselves all the time through our thoughts. Some people even, talk to themselves, out loud. Self-talk matters. Okay, before we can talk to others, we need to master self-talk, and we can get to that in a minute. I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. I would rather spend more time and show you guys some traffic getting techniques and whatnot, right? And we're going to get to that. But I want to make sure that this is said, right? I want to make sure that I say this, because if I don't, if I leave this out, your recipe is not going to be complete. Your formula is not going to be complete, right? Everybody that I teach, right, whether it's my private students or Big Idea Mastermind members, anybody who is who are being coached, I always start off with trying to explain to people and trying to get them to understand that success is going to come from within. Okay, success comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. Vic cannot make you successful. Dave Wood cannot make you successful. Dave Sharp cannot make you successful. Tony Robbins cannot make you successful, right? Bob Proctor cannot make you successful. They can give you ideas, right? But success is going to come from within. It's going to come from me. It's going to come from you, right? I remember when I was struggling, and guys got to the point to where I did not have $1.19 to my name, right, to go buy bread for my family. My mentor said, he said, Vic, the only person who can make you successful is you, okay? A lot of times we try to, change our fruits on our success tree, quote unquote, and without taking a look at the roots of the tree, right? That's where the problem is. But all these little things matter. It matters how much traffic you're going to get. It matters how well your traffic is going to convert. It matters how you're going to position your business or not, right? Strategically or not. And it matters how difficult it's going to be for you to run this business called online marketing. Okay, I want to make sure you guys are with me still here. Let me know if you guys can, if you guys are here, if you guys can hear me, everything is cool. Let me know. Give me a quick Y or something in the comments. But we're gonna move on. What else matters, right? What else matters? Well, everything matters, right? Your business strategy matters. When we start a business, and I did not understand this concept. I did not understand this concept until really, I'll tell you, until about 2010, 2009, 2010, right? When I had to basically restart everything from scratch. And a couple webinars ago, I told you guys what happened and and why I had to do that. For those of you guys who have been following me. But I learned that your business strategy, right? Like when we talk about getting traffic, there needs to be a strategy for traffic, because here's the thing. Traffic is not going to do anything for you if you don't have a solid business strategy. If you don't have a solid funnel strategy, okay? Your approach, how you're going to approach the whole campaign setting, how you're going to approach the whole traffic generation, and how you're going to approach the whole your whole promotional funnel, right, matters. Guys, there is a difference. Some of you guys are in Empower Network, and I'm also in Empower Network, right? We have a Big Idea Mastermind, which is a system that drives Empower Network. That's not a secret. Most of you guys know that. For those of you guys who don't know that, you can check it out after the hangout on your right. But here's the thing, right? A lot of people say, Vic, how are you, #1 income earner in Empower Network all time, and got there within like 3 weeks of joining Empower Network? Okay, how do you do that, and how do you maintain that position? Okay, folks, I want to be completely candid with you, and I'm going to share with you how I'm able to do that. Okay, so if you are in Empower Network, pay attention, right? Because this might be useful for you. Why am I willing to share this? #1, I know that 80% of people will not do anything. Okay, 80% of people will just listen to these ideas and they'll just say, okay, great, and they'll go back to doing whatever they were doing. 20% of you will do something, okay, and then 20% of that 20% will actually try to craft and perfect it and try to polish these ideas and concepts and actually do something, and your income will go up. Okay, your income will increase, your lifestyle will become better, and so I'm not worried about guarding this or protecting these ideas. Because I believe in abundance. I believe that the more we share, the more we give out, the more is going to come back to you. Okay. In fact, one of the things that you can test for yourself is, and I did not believe this until I actually tested it, right? Is when you give stuff away, right? Whether it's your money, whether it's your time, whether it's helping somebody, when you actually give stuff, all right? When you give stuff, when you help somebody, that comes back to you multiplied. Okay, it comes back to you multiplied. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing these hangouts and why I'm willing to share openly what I'm doing specifically in my business. And for those of you guys who are in my customer or in Big Idea Mastermind or bought any of my products, you guys will be able to see when I tell you what I'm doing, right? When I point it out, you will be able to catch it, and it's going to become very, very clear for you, how I'm able to sustain and maintain my online success, and and actually having fun throughout the process, right? It's actually very, very cool. So your funnel, right, matter. Traffic is not as important as your funnel. Okay, traffic is not as important as your overall business plan. Okay, as your business concept, what drives your business and how you drive your business, and I want to share with you guys some of these things tonight. Okay, what else matters? Well, it matters how you execute, and what else matters is what kind of feedback you are getting from your business. That thing matters. Okay, I see a lot of people. They try a campaign, right? They try to run a traffic campaign, and it bombs, right? It doesn't do well. They get discouraged. They get frustrated. They get pissed off, right? The motivation just drops for them to do anything else, right? How you take feedback from your business matters. Okay, very, very important part. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go along. And go through this through the rest of this hangout together. Okay. Here is big secret number 2, guys. I'm going to tell you is that when it comes to succeeding on the internet, okay, here's what I found. I found that traffic is about, I want to say 50%, but it's probably less than that. Okay, traffic is about maybe 30% important. Okay. 70% when it comes to the actual business driving force, right, or whatever you want to call it. 70% is your funnel, okay, how you have your funnel set up. about 30% is going to be traffic. Okay? Check this out. Perfect example. Do you know anybody, maybe it's you, right? A person who can get 10,000 visitors to their site. Okay? Maybe they get 50,000 visitors to their site, and they only got a couple sales. Okay? Here's another example. A person right next to them can get less visitors than that, and the person right next to them, they go on to make 10,000 per month. Okay? What's going on? Is that the traffic? Well, the traffic can come from the same, same sources. What's the difference? Okay? When I go out there, check this out. When I go out there and I advertise, okay, it costs me around between $20 and $25 to get a customer. Like, for example, I'm promoting Empower Network. Okay, Big Idea Mastermind is a system that drives it, right? But my customer acquisition cost is about between $20 and $25 when I promote. Okay, when I'm actively out there, when I'm marketing. Okay, my lifetime value of the customer actually not lifetime, but it's for the first 60 days. Okay, first 60 days customer value is about $960 last time I checked. My lifetime customer value so far has been about $1,600. Okay, how is that? Okay, when it comes to traffic, here is something you may want to remember. If you can spend more on traffic, if you can and willing, all right, to spend more on traffic than your competition, and when you don't have to worry about spending more money on traffic than your competition, okay, you can dominate, you can crush. In other words, let me kind of explain this. It doesn't make any sense to spend, $100 to get a $50 sale. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. But when you build your funnel, and we're going to talk about how to do that. I'm going to share with you guys some ideas here, bounce some ideas off. When your funnel is set up correctly, okay, when your structure is set up correctly, when your customer value becomes so big that you don't necessarily worry about buying traffic for $1.50, right? And you're willing to do that, and you have your matrix working for you, okay? You see, you can scale your business very, very quickly. Okay? I want you guys to pay attention, because some of this stuff I'm going to be sharing with you, I'm not going to just directly tell you what it is. I'm going to, some of this stuff you have to pick up between the lines, if you will. Okay? If you listen closely, you will hear it. So pay attention, take notes. Okay? Some of this stuff, some of these ideas will come to you, and it's going to be like a light bulb went off, right? Maybe tomorrow. It might be, a couple days from today. You might be in the shower, taking a shower over the next couple of days, and then you'll have this idea come to you, and you'll be like, "Wow, I'm gonna implement that. I'm gonna try that idea, right? I'm gonna do that." Does that make sense? So, guys, I want you to pay attention very, very closely. A lot of times, I say this. I say one idea can make you a millionaire. Okay, and my intention is to share a lot more than just one idea with you guys tonight. All right, so. Let's talk about funnels, okay? Because funnels, number one, is, like I said, it's every little thing matters, okay? It's how you hold yourself, how you think. It's you, okay? Number two, you see, ultimately, you are the person who's driving your business. If you don't have your stuff, your head, taken care of, right? If you're complaining, if you're griping, and if everything is wrong around you. And if all you see is what's wrong with the world, don't even think about being successful. Don't even think about building a successful business. It's not gonna happen. Okay, gotta get your stuff right. Gotta get your mind right. And if you can go back and you can check out our previous webinars. We talked about I gave you guys a lot of really good advice on personally what helped me overcome that. Get that garbage out of my head. All right, in the beginning. So I'm not gonna talk about that, but what I want to talk about is the next two things, okay? Which is your funnel and then how to get traffic to your funnel, which is thing number 3. When it comes, let me do this. I don't have a PowerPoint, but I wanted to show you this. There, you know what hold on one sec, guys. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me do this quick here. No, Keynote. I'm gonna share my screen very quickly. Let me see how fast I can do this. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to show you this because there's 3 different, there's 3 different 3 different types of funnels that marketers use, right? That people use, and I just call them. There's the amateur marketer's funnel. I'm going to show you. We'll just call it the typical marketer's funnel. Boom, boom, boom. I'll be right back with you here. Bum, bum, bum. Offer. Okay. All right, I'm going to share with you my screen in a minute here. Let's do this together. Screen share. All right, you guys here? Okay, you guys should be able to see this. Should be able to see my computer screen here. Let me know in the comments if you can. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna just assume that you guys can see this. All right. So here's the amateur's funnel. Okay, amateur marketer's funnel. There is 3. Okay. Trust me, you don't want to be here. Okay, this funnel right here, basically what people are doing is they're just getting traffic to their offer. So if you're promoting Power Network, if you're promoting, ClickBank stuff, if you're promoting whatever else that you might be promoting out there, right? People just spend money, right, to get traffic, and they're just sending that traffic straight to the sales page. Straight to the sales page, all right, without capturing leads. And I know that you might not be doing this particular mistake, but I see there's a lot of people doing this. Okay, so you don't want to do this. This is one of the worst funnels you can ever have. This is one of the worst things you can do for your business, bar none. Okay, don't do this. Here is the typical marketer's funnel. Okay, we'll just call it typical marketer's funnel. This is where I see a lot of people, I'd say majority of people in our community, this is where they're floating. Okay, they are in the typical marketer's funnel. And when they do income disclaimers, right, they say results are not typical, right? And you know what my income disclaimer is? When people say, well, Vic, you're making a lot of money, is that, I say, listen, my results are not typical because I do things that typical people don't do. Okay, and if you're here, you might be in this category, but if you're doing this, you are also typical. Okay, and typical people make or earn typical incomes, which is usually very, very little or almost nothing. Okay, what they're doing here is getting traffic to their landing page, which is a little bit better. Right, a little bit better, and then they're sending them, as soon as they opt in, they're sending that opt-in or that visitor over to the offer page. Okay, and offer can be whatever it is that they're promoting. Okay, now what happens here, and this is where pretty much everything ends. Okay, what I'm going to suggest you focus on and see if you can master this, and what we can do here is over the next couple hangouts or whatever, if you guys want, let me know. We might actually go in and we can actually break this down. But here is how here's how I try to set my funnels up. Okay, and this is what pro marketers are doing. People, I mean, I'm talking about people who are making a lot of money. All right, they send traffic to the not necessarily. It's a landing page. Okay, hopefully you guys can see my my cursor here. It's still a landing page, but it's totally different approach. Remember, I told you that first that every little thing matters, right? Your approach to marketing matters. Are you promoting a landing page, or are you promoting a lead magnet? Are you promoting something that just that catches their attention, right? Pay attention here, because I'm going to explain this to you, and I think if you try this, I'm not going to make any promises, any guarantees, but I think if you try this approach, you should be able to triple, or even 10x your income. Okay, hold on one sec. Here is what and I discovered this. Really, it was 2010ish when I started to really utilize this particular funnel in my business. A lead magnet. This can be a whole a separate hangout just talking about how do you structure a lead magnet, how do you different styles, different types, different different approaches, different hooks, and all that good stuff. Consider this. Consider marketing is like fishing, right? And it might be a bad example, but for lack of a better example, let's just stick with this one, right? Consider marketing as like fishing. And so there's different types of fish. It will bite on different a different bait, right? You have to use different bait for different types of fish. So if you want to catch some pike, whatever, you got to use a certain bait. If you want to catch a bass or something else that normally there's something different you need to put in front of them, right? In our business, people are going to enter your funnel based on this right here. A lot of times, okay, 99.9% of the time is your lead magnet, okay, what you put in front of them. And there is a difference, my friend, I want you to pay attention. There is a big difference where you are promoting. If you are promoting on pay-per-view, okay, your lead magnet will not be the same as if you are promoting on pay-per-click marketing on Facebook, okay? If you are promoting on, through email marketing, your lead magnet might not necessarily be the same as if you were to promote on, let's say, CPA network. Okay, and so we're going to get into this, and everything's going to make sense to you. Okay, I just want this is going to be some little bit more advanced stuff we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get into the traffic. Okay, but it's this lead magnet right here. Okay, as soon as they opt in to get this lead magnet, it can be a report, can be a video, can be something for free. Okay, then I want to enter them in this. I want to put them in this bucket right here. Okay, and I call this value sequence or bonding and trust. Okay, and essentially what happens here is before you ask people for a sale, and I tested this both ways. Okay, I was testing this over the last 3 years full time, you can say. Okay, I was running my offers with this bucket right here, okay, value sequence and bonding and trust. About let's see, today is 2013. I'd say before 2010, right? I was running my offers without this bucket right here. Okay, my income was when I implemented this step. Okay. This step right over here, value and bonding and trust, my income went up almost 10 times. Okay, in other words, from about 300,000, 400,000 a year to over 4 million a year. Okay, just because of that. Now the question is, how do you structure that, right? How do you position that? And it's actually very, very simple. I'm going to explain to you in a minute how that works, okay? But they go through your value sequence and bonding and trust bucket over here, and then they get to the offer, okay? That's when they see the offer. And of course, the offer is a standard thing. Whatever you're promoting is a front end, okay? They might buy, they might not buy over here, which is fine. If they do buy, they go to a back end, some kind of higher value stuff, right? You know, people call them upsells, and really the big money is going to be here, okay? Big money is not going to be necessarily in the on the front end, okay? The big money is going to come from the back end most of the time, okay? Like if I look at my, you know, Empower Network earnings, my front end, you know, the $25, you know, blogging sales, right? That stuff is not. I mean, it's not nearly as significant as this stuff on the back. Okay, master's course and 15K formula and all the other products that bring, you know, tremendously bigger and you know, higher value to the customer. Okay, so but this is totally optional, obviously. And then, my friends, this is something else that I started to implement, and I started to notice that, you know, not only do you make more money, which is nice, right, but you get people who want to buy pretty much anything you offer, okay, as long as it's, you know, it's of a benefit to them, okay. And I call this step transformation and transcendence. Very, very, very few marketers understand this, let alone do it. Okay. Again, over the next couple, you know, hangouts, I don't have a problem, you know, going into the more details on this kind of stuff right here, because I think it's going to really, really help you. Right now, I want to give you a bird's eye view. Okay, and we're going to get into some specific traffic, advanced traffic strategies and ideas. Then we can come back, because this is advanced stuff. Okay, this stuff right here, if you're doing this properly, okay, this is where you are getting your income into, you know, 50,000, 60, 70,000 per month. Okay, 100,000 plus per month. Okay, the idea here is, regardless, okay, if people buy this stuff or not, if they buy, great. If they don't buy, great. As long as they are in your funnel, okay, when they entered your funnel, okay, your focus, see, you start from the, you work your way from the you know, you start with an end goal in mind, okay. So right here, you start with the blue box, okay. As a marketer, I believe that before you can start putting out your lead magnets, you have to get very, very, very clear. And if you're paying attention, you might want to write this down, okay? Again, you know, whether you do or not, I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter. But how I do personally, how I do my marketing, and how I'm able to sustain the level of success is that before every single campaign, when I do a campaign, okay, when I create a landing page, when I put this lead magnet out, okay, when I start running campaigns, whatever, I start running that with the blue square in mind. Specifically, what I mean by that? Well, my intention is not to get a sale on the green box here. My intention is, how can I transform somebody's life? How can I play a small part? Okay, how can I be a small part in helping that person, that customer, become the best version of themselves and get the result that they want? All right. Now, when you do that, you know, you got to understand that the 80-20 principle applies to everything. Okay, there is 80-20 rule, says, you know, 80% of people will not do anything, doesn't matter. Listen, you give them gold and they'll still complain. You know, they'll say, you know, I want 2 bars of gold. You know, you only gave me 1, I wanted 2 for free. You know what I mean? I mean, there's just people like that, and it's about 80% of them, right? Believe it or not. You know, there is 20% of people who will say, okay, that's a great idea, and they get fired up about it, right? And they're actually going to start doing something about it, but then it's just like on a surface level. And you know, they're going to be, they'll have this shiny ball syndrome, and then something else is going to come across, come along, and they'll just jump on the other thing, right? And then and then they can jump back with you again, and just kind of go back and forth, and seems like they're doing something, right? But they're getting very little results. Okay, it's about 20% of those people, and then there's a group that's 20% of the 20%. That's about 4%ers club. All right, those people will say, you know what, Vic? You know what, John? You know what, Jill? You know what, Mary? I want to be getting this. I want to get this working. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, or I'm gonna die trying. And those are the people that you really want to pay attention to. Those are the people that you really want to help. Okay, I can, people come to me, they say, Vic, and guys, I'm getting into some areas to where some people might take, this and they can translate it a little bit on the wrong side, right? And I don't want you to be that person. Okay, you got to understand, as you're building your business, there will be people who will want to get everything for nothing, and they don't want to do nothing. Okay, there's going to be people who are going to be here today, gone tomorrow. They're not, like, they want to succeed, but they're grinders. But then there's going to be people who are going to say, you know what, that's it. If I see this guy making it, if I see this guy making it, if I see this guy earning $100,000 a year or a month, if I can see this guy, that's it, period. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to die trying. Okay, those are the people who will be your best customers ever. Okay, those are the people who will go out there, and if you focus, if you have this right here, if you have this box number, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, this blue box in place, when you're marketing, you got to keep those people in mind. Right? Those are the people who will get transformation from your stuff. Those are the people who will be transformed, if that's what your goal is. But see, if your goal is not transformation, if your goal is just to make a buck in this green box over here, right, you will get a lot of complainers, you will get a lot of whiners, you will get a lot of people who are just going to be buying stuff and then, wishing how come they're not rich, coming back to you and saying, hey, I bought this $25 deal and it's not, it's been a week later and I'm not getting any sales. What's going on? How come I'm not rich yet? Okay. When I do my marketing, folks, I don't focus on front-end sales necessarily. I focus on transformation. Okay. How can I get that? How can I get as many people to and kind of help them transcend to a different level? Okay, how can I help them become? That's why, I actually did a video not that long ago, and I put it on my blog. I said the whole formula for success got messed up. The whole formula for online in this community, in this industry, it got messed up. Okay, and it's actually very, very, very easy, folks. It's actually very easy for you and me to succeed because everybody else is doing it wrong. Okay. Everybody else is focusing on just marketing, just getting traffic. Everybody else is doing this right here. Either this or this. Okay? That's what everybody else is doing. This or this. And they're just jamming people as much traffic to their landing page as possible, as much traffic to their offer site as possible. And that's where it stops for them, right? They never understand the real gold when it comes to how do you sustain your success? You focus on the blue box. Okay? You focus on the blue box and you go through enough people for you to find your gems. And you know what? And you do that with a personal vision for why you are doing your business. We're going to get into traffic in just a little bit here, folks. Okay? We're going to get into traffic. But before we talk about traffic, please understand this, because people say, Vic, you're not sharing, you're doing something, that, and it's not like you're hiding some things, right? You're hiding your golden nuggets, guys. This is it right over here, okay? This is it right here. So how does this thing work, okay? Well, we can let's see what time it is. 9:05. Okay, so we've been going on for almost an hour. I still want to get into the traffic stuff. Guys, is this stuff helpful to you? Is this making sense? Okay, the formula, I forgot to tell you how the formula is messed up. Everybody's is focusing on marketing. Okay, there's 4 key things you need to focus on. Everybody's focusing on marketing, which is number 4. But what you really need to focus on is you need to focus on knowing exactly why you do what you do. Okay, your personal goals, where you're going. You have to have your vision, you just have to create vision that's big enough for other people to be a part of it. Okay, your personal vision. Number two, what you focus on is you focus on becoming the best personal, example of a personal transformation you can possibly be. Okay, which is associating with people you want to be like, reading books from people you want to be like, and and hanging out with people you want to be like. Okay, and get results like they do. Number three, you focus on getting to know what you're promoting. You're getting to know your market. You're getting to know your people. You're getting to know, what makes people tick, what makes you tick. Okay? And thing number four, you focus is on marketing. But see, the community, this internet marketing game, or this internet marketing industry, everything is flipped upside down. Okay? People don't care about any of this stuff. The purple box. They just worry about, how do I make how do I make a buck today? How do I make $100 today, right? And they're just grinding, and it's not working out for them. So this is going to be a good topic for us to go, because I got some really good examples I can show you specifically, folks, that you can and just give you some swipes and things like that, that you guys can model after. Specifically, how do you engineer transcendence, right? How do you engineer transformation, with people? And it's good. It's good stuff. What we can talk about now, well, let's do this. I'm actually going to show you guys some things here. Hold on a sec. We're going to do this the ghetto way. How about that? You guys up? Oh man, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna do this like this. Hold on. 36. Hopefully you guys can see this. All right. Hold on one sec. Get a sip of water while this thing is catching up. I want to make sure you guys are with me. All right. So, just understand that your funnel matters. Your funnel matters for long-term success. Okay. That's all I'm going to tell you there. All right. Here is let's do this. Advanced traffic ideas. All right, let's talk about that. I want to share with you guys some things. Okay, when it comes to traffic, here is if I was getting started from scratch again. All right. First of all, you gotta learn traffic. Okay, traffic. As a marketer, you need to learn traffic, but you need to master the art of creating a highly converting or funnels that really resonate with people. Okay, why don't we take this topic for next week as far as like funnels? I do want to show you guys. I got some really cool examples I want to show you. I don't have them here on this particular computer. I can get it. Let's do this next week. But so funnels is more important than traffic, but you still need to get traffic to the funnels. Okay. When it comes to traffic, if I was getting started over again, here's what I would do. Okay, I would, whatever my lead magnet is, whatever my landing page for the lead magnet is. Okay, whatever I'm giving away, if it's a report, if it's a video, if it's an interview, whatever I'm doing, right, an audio, I would do a test, okay, with 3 different traffic channels. Okay, I would do the easiest one. Okay, the easiest one is that everybody can relate to, and I probably don't need to talk a lot about that. is solo ads. Okay, we're not gonna go into that because that stuff is basic. Okay, I would try PPC and I would try banners. Okay, banner media. And by the way, we have a you know, I did a hangout on I think it was a couple weeks ago where I talked about some banner media stuff. You guys can find it somewhere on YouTube or whatever on blog, somewhere out there. Okay, so I would test 3 different traffic channels. A lot of people are trying to you know, throw money into a lot of different you know, into all kinds of traffic, you know, sources and traffic avenues, and they're losing a lot of money quickly. Okay, what I want to do is I want to focus my attention on no more than 3 at a time, no more. Okay, no more. And if you're just getting started, I'll just say focus on just one. Focus on one, get that going, and then add another one. But never focus on more than 3. You know, if you take my advice, obviously, just because I think unless you can. Here's the idea. My idea is I want to get. You know, if I'm going to focus on solo ads, I want to get it to the point to where I don't need to research it anymore. I want to get to the point where I can automate it. Okay, I can set it up. I can say, okay, you know, I'm getting my my solo ads from this particular publisher. All right. I want to schedule them so that, you know, every single month or every other month I'm getting a brand new solo ad automatically booked. Okay, for me. And if I can, I'm gonna get an exclusive agreement, basically saying that, hey, you know, if I'm going to run this ad with you, you know, can you not run it with anybody else? Just kind of keep it for me, you know, exclusively. Not everybody will do that. Some will do that. Okay, and if those that will do that, your cost for the solo ad is going to be a little bit more expensive. Okay, actually quite a bit more expensive, but it might be something to check out. Okay. Now, a different approach to that would be is to have a custom landing page that you can control that's different from everybody else's. In that case, you can run it, you know, alongside with everybody else, with other, you know, hundreds of other marketers, and you still get your traffic, right, to convert high to your landing page. And depending, see, it goes back to that funnel thingy, right? If you have your funnel strong enough, if you have your, because everybody's funnels are just crappy, okay? And if you can just do a little bit of a better job on the funnel side of it, you know what? You're gonna capture those opt-ins and you're gonna pull them in, and you know, you can just crush your competition, okay? But I'm typically gonna test it with 3 different traffic sources, okay? Second thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at my results. I'm gonna take a look at the feedback, okay? Remember in the beginning we talked about every little thing matters, right? Your feedback. How you take the feedback is going to be important. Okay, so if I need to, I'm going to optimize my funnel, okay, for higher opt-in rate if needed. Okay, so I'm going to basically, you know, take a look at how my funnel is doing, how my lead magnet is doing, how well it converts, and you know, and I'm going to optimize it if I need to. Now, what I would need for this to work is I will need to have a custom customer. I need to have a custom landing page. Okay. Now there's a couple of resources you can go to. I'm pretty sure that, you know, a lot of you guys know this. First of all, if you are a Big Idea Mastermind member, if you're a gold member, you know, you have free access to the Easy Landing Page Pro. Okay. 2. That version can create landing pages like really, really cool. Let me show you guys something here. These style of landing pages, okay? And you can do cool things. Don't opt in there because these are, you know, I pulled them down. This is just for example purposes for now. Okay, don't you know, don't go there. But let me show you guys something else I did. If I see if I remember this. take a look at this one right here. I created this landing page with Easy Landing Page Pro. That's the software we give away in high traffic or Big Idea Mastermind, gold level. Now check this out. I just wanted to play with it, right? See, that's what you can do when you can create custom landing pages, right? I just said, what if I just run this, and I just say 84.3% opt-in rate? Just kind of have fun with it, right? With a little smiley face there. Enter your details to see why it converts, and how you can model this too, right? Can you guess what the conversion rate on this was? This is to a cold traffic. Now this is not targeted, all right? Mind you, this is not targeted, so don't try to. This is just an idea of what you can do in your marketing. Just have fun with it, right? Don't take your marketing too seriously. Don't be like, well, I need to. I need to act like this professional because I'm my own CEO. Just have fun with it. Sometimes if you take a business too seriously, sometimes you kind of it's like you're blocking your success. Have fun, right? Experiment with different things. But this particular landing page converted at about 78%, folks. 78% conversion rate, opt-in rate on this particular one. Now they're not targeted. Right, so obviously, can you guess what my next step was? Of course, optimizing that, right, and and getting that to, taking the same approach or similar approach, and integrating that into a specific funnel that I want to use. Okay, make sense? So be creative with it, folks. Okay, be creative. Another thing that you can do, there is another place you can go to. I think it's what's the name of that? Lead landing pages. I think it's leadpages.net. That one is like $67 a month, I think. But anyway, that's going to allow you to create your landing pages too. But so you want to have a custom landing page for whatever it is that you're promoting. Thing number 3, what I would do is when I get these first two to work and perform at the level to where it's I'm happy with, all right, and I want to take it to yet another level. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some intermediate banner ads from Intermediate Banner Networks. Okay, and for that, you guys can check out. There is advanced. There was a hangout we did last time. I don't remember what I called it, but it's somewhere on YouTube. You can probably find it. I went into a lot of the details and actually showed you specific things which you can do. But it's essentially what you can do is you can go to a bunch of a middleman companies, right, between the the advertiser and the publishers, right? And you can go to these companies and you can purchase banner ads on literally hundreds and hundreds of websites if you want to, okay? And you have full control, where you want your ads to show up, what websites and things like that, okay? When I have this working, okay? When I have this working and when my results are positive, in other words, I am getting my leads, everything is coming along nicely. At this particular point, I'm not necessarily interested in getting sales. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm optimizing my front end funnel. I am optimizing my conversion rate for my landing page. Okay, because as you get your subscriber, as you're getting subscribers to your list, everything else can be tweaked. All right, everything else, your entire your sales conversions can be increased very, very easily. Okay, that's not an issue. What the biggest issue that a lot of marketers are running into is how do you get people to opt in to enter your funnel, okay? But there is another issue that a lot of people are having, which is they get people to opt into their funnel, but they don't have their funnel strong enough to carry that opt-in, to carry that person throughout to the end, right? And then do something with them to where it makes them, want to do business with you. Does that make sense? So there is. It's not as easy, guys, as it may sound on the surface from all these so-called gurus promoting, saying, hey, just buy my thing, just get traffic and everything, blah blah blah, right? We all know that doesn't work like that, right? But if you want to build yourself a very sustainable business, these components need to work in place. There has to be a harmony between all these components, as you see, right? Again, starts with you, and then it goes to your funnel, and then only after that do you focus on getting traffic to the funnel that's already established. And you don't need to do a super job on the funnel. You just need to do a little bit of a better job than the competition. And the good news for us, for you and me, is competition. It's almost non-existent, folks. When I promote a product, when I when I promote whatever, right? Whether it's a company, right now I'm not promoting anything. By the way, there are some people trying to send out emails, just kind of quick FYI, sending out spam emails using my name in the subject lines or from lines, promoting all kinds of garbage. Just know that it's not me. Okay, I don't endorse anything. I'm focusing on Big Idea Mastermind, which if you're not a member, you can obviously join us on the right. If you want to, if not, totally up to you. In High Traffic Academy, those are the only two things that I'm focusing on. Okay. But the funnel, if you just do a little bit of a better job than your competition, okay? See, I want to promote products that have big competition. In Power Network, they have huge competition. There's over 200,000 people, okay? How do you win in that environment, right? Well, you do that by focusing on the on the pro marketer's funnel example that I showed you earlier. Okay, again, we can get into a lot more details with specific examples and specific swipe files, and you guys can use for your business probably next time. Okay, so competition is your friend. Okay, but when I have my when I'm getting good opt-in rate here, and what's a good opt-in rate? I want to get my opt-in rate at least 40% minimum. Okay, bare minimum with cold traffic. I want to get my opt-in rate with at least 40%. Something else I want to mention to you folks, when you are talking about traffic, okay, and this is the beauty of creating your own landing pages, so you don't have to depend on anybody else's landing pages. Learn how to create your own landing pages, because when you're promoting on Facebook, when you're promoting on PPC, okay, or pay-per-view, if you only have one landing page, that landing page might not work in all different traffic medias. Okay, banner media might work for a certain style of landing page, but PPC won't. Okay, you want to have your lead magnet, you want to have your front end hook be as closely to match your landing page as close as possible. So if you're promoting banner, if you're promoting it with banners, your banners have to mirror your landing page. Okay, it has to be the same message on your banner than it is, like it is on your landing page. Okay, because if there's a disconnect, you're gonna lose people. You're gonna lose people. Okay, same thing with your solo ads. If there is a certain message in the solo ad, that message has to be congruent throughout the whole process of how they enter your funnel, how they enter through your landing page. If there is a conflicting messages there, that's why you can have a lot of people visiting your site, but there is no not very many opt-ins. Okay, that's why you can actually have a lot of times I'll have 3-4 different landing pages with 3-4 different angles, right, for the for getting people in based on where I'm promoting. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And when I have desired results, right, I'm going to set up a retargeting campaign, okay, for all winning campaigns. And I can't even spell retargeting. Look at that, retargeting. There, boom, fix it. Nice. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Okay. So, what's a retargeting? Very simple, guys. Very, very simple. You can go to retargeter.com. There is, if you just Google retargeting, okay. Just Google retargeting. You'll find there's Site Scout. There's a lot of them. Okay. Essentially, what you're doing is retargeting is when you found a landing page that converts for you. Okay, pay attention, guys. Listen. When you found a landing page that converts for you, okay, you set up a campaign on retargeting with a retargeting network. Okay, and so for the winning campaigns, let's say if I do, if I found a good winning banner media, if I do a winning campaign on banner media, and it's converting for me, right? So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I found out that it's converting for me at least 40%, 30% at the bare minimum, the higher the better, I'm going to set up my retargeting campaign for that particular campaign. All right. So what that means is anybody that comes from, let's say if it's a banner media source, right, traffic source, anybody that comes through that, they will be automatically entered and added to my list of IP addresses for my retargeting. That makes sense? So then I can follow them up. I can follow up with them. If they go to Huffington Post, other sites, whatever, I can show my ads and I can stay in front of them as much as possible. And retargeting, if done correctly, it's one of the cheapest traffic. One of the cheapest traffic you can get is through retargeting, and also one of the highest targeted ones, if done correctly. What I actually recommend you do, folks, I don't want to do a whole, training on retargeting tonight, but it's actually very, very simple. Here's what I recommend you do. Okay, when you have a winning campaign, you go to Retargeter or go to SiteScout or go to any other retargeting networks out there. Okay, there's quite a few. And just contact them, call their customer service, and say, hey, I would like to set up a campaign with you guys. Can you have somebody walk me through and help me set this campaign up with you? Okay, and so they'll help you set it up. It's actually very, very easy. Okay, it's not difficult. Number 5. I want to show you this, guys, because this is ninja. This is ninja. I actually started playing around with this not that long ago, and it's pretty nice. Love it. Here's what you do. Okay, go to lists.nextmark.com. All right, you're gonna do something there. Basically, here's what I'm gonna do. You wanna pull. All right, you wanna pull phone numbers. Okay, you wanna pull phone numbers, and then you're gonna set up a Facebook PPC. Okay, with custom audience based on their phone number. All right. This is ninja. Let me show you. Let me show you. All right. This right here. Now, let me ask you this, guys. If you could have the most perfect lead, right, or opt-in, who would that be? Like, if you could handpick, all right, if you could say, I want, if there was like the most perfect subscriber ever, right, person on your list, who do you think that would be? Is that the guy coming from PPC? Is that the guy coming from JV, endorsement? Is that the guy coming from, a solo ad? What do you think? I think the best lead, right, the best subscriber is someone who has purchased something similar to what you have, what you're promoting, okay, and he is a previous buyer. So, buyer is 100 times more. I would pay 3 times as much to acquire a buyer to my list, okay, to get buyer's list or to advertise to buyer's list, than it is I would to just advertise to just somebody random, right? somebody who just a prospect. Okay, buyers. If you can tap into buyers lists, folks. If you can tap into buyers lists, and if you can put together a good strategy, okay, along with a good funnel, you can dictate how much money you can make every single time. Okay, folks, right here, man, this is like a $1 million secret I just gave out to you. Okay, Nextmark, what these guys are doing is they're compiling lists of buyers. Okay, there's guys like Anthony Morrison, there's guys like all kinds of different infomercial guys, and people selling all kinds of stuff, anything you can pretty much think of. Okay, on TV, through news, direct mail, all that stuff. And so, picture, Anthony Morrison, right? He goes, or I don't know actually if he actually does that himself, but I know that guys like him, Jeff Paul, I know he's doing that. These guys go out there on TV and they're promoting some kind of business opportunity, right? They're selling some kind of book on how to make money, and there's literally tens of thousands of buyers, right? People that buy their stuff. Well, what they do with those leads, believe it or not, and I don't understand why. To me, it doesn't make sense. But what they do is they turn around and they just resell these buyers leads to companies like Nextmark. Okay, and so then it's actually a good thing that they're doing that. Then a guy like myself, right? We can go here and I can say, right? Business opportunity here, right? I want to search for people who are interested in some kind of business opportunity. I'm gonna click on search. 60,000 mailing lists. All right, and check this out. It's gonna take a while because it searches through lots and lots of different lists. Okay. Now I want you guys to pay attention here because this right here is very, very good. When this thing comes up, it's going to take about 20-30 seconds sometimes more. But when it comes up, I want to show you. You are basically able to tap into buyers lists. And you can do that for relatively inexpensive, but instead of there's different things we can do with them. We can send them an email, which might be a little bit costly, right? Or what I've discovered is you can actually target them on Facebook, all right, and then just pay very, very little to target these guys, and you can get these buyers. Okay, so check this out, right? There's different lists. Check this out, 41,070 business opportunity mailing lists found. You see this? All right. Look at this list size, 2.4 million people. All right, 16 million people, 2 million people, and so forth. Okay, there's some that are bigger than others. Okay, 700,000 people, 13 million people. Okay, show business opportunities. Now, some of these business opportunities are going to be for like franchise, for example, right? Some of these are going to be for like, some stuff that's not necessarily related to what we do. Well, what I'm going to do, right? What I do as a marketer is I will target. Okay, I will contact this broker, right? And I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to say, hey, show me a list of business opportunity buyers. People who have purchased. I want you to listen, okay? Because I know that somebody's going to go out there and they'll just spend a bunch of money and they'll just say, how come this doesn't work? Here's how I do it, okay? Here's how I do it. I usually contact a broker, okay, person who is responsible for the list, and I say, show me what you got for a list of people who, a buyer's list, first of all, not compiled list, not people who are just, I want buyer's list, people who purchased something that has to do with, earning money or starting an online business or some kind of home-based business in the last 60 to 90 days, okay? 60 to 90 days. I don't care about people who, who were interested or bought something 2 years ago or 3 years ago, okay? I want to know how many people do they have on their lists that I can tap into who have purchased something that has to do with, starting a home-based business in the last 60 to 90 days, okay? And I want to take a look at what they have there, okay? Now, then what I'm going to do is I have two options, or I actually have multiple options, but I can send them a direct mail, okay? Which is, it's not as cheap, okay? I'm going to tell you right now. I can send them an email, so in other words, I can just, rent their email addresses. And you can actually rent this information. Okay, you can actually rent. You can pay them a little bit of money. They will rent you. They'll give you this information to for a one-time use. Okay. Or I can get their phone numbers. Okay. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get their phone numbers. All right. To keep it as cost-effective as possible. Okay. So I'll have, let's say, if I get 50,000 phone numbers. Okay, or 100,000 phone numbers. As you see here, it's not that expensive. And what you do is you go to Facebook, and when you start your Facebook pay-per-click campaign, right, you can actually target your audience. You can do a custom audience. You can target them, and you can target them based on that phone number. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I took, I paid one time to Listmark, okay, to acquire these phone numbers, okay, and then I load them up into my Facebook, okay, campaign, my pay-per-click, and I target them based on their phone number. So if somebody has a phone number that's registered with Facebook, for example, and it's on this list, I'm only going to pay when those people see my ad, okay, and when they click on my ad. Does that make sense, guys? And so what you can do is with this method, you can actually get in front of buyers, people who have purchased something similar to what you have, and you can actually take a step further, and you can when you talk to this broker, you can say, hey, I want people who have bought something in the last 60 to 90 days and who have spent at least $50 or at least $100, okay? So somebody who just purchased something for $10, I don't necessarily want that person, right? I would pay a little bit more to get people who have purchased something for at least $50. People who have spent at least $50. Does that make sense? So that's one of the strategies, folks. One of the ideas that can work wonders for you, and there's lots and lots and lots of these lists. You can actually target network marketing. You can target whatever. I mean, pretty much anything you can think of, right? At different markets. It's not just just about online stuff, but it's taken a long time. So we're gonna chop here. I'm not gonna wait for this to come on. But that's the idea with the Listmark. Okay. Here is another ninja strategy. You guys like ninja stuff? Let me know in the comments, folks. We're gonna be I mean, I can talk about this kind of stuff all night long, guys. I mean, there's one thing that I constantly learn about and constantly tweak and test all the time is funnels and traffic, right? I mean, that's personally, I love doing that stuff. So, all right. So here's another one. Okay. I love this. What you can do is you can go to Google, right? I'm going to go relatively quickly because let's see if we can keep this hangout under 2 hours. You can go to Google, all right? You can Google traffic. Actually, CPA networks, okay? Whatever, right? CPA networks, and you can just research, okay? Different CPA networks, okay? What you do now, this is not a walk in the park thingy, right? This is not, you're going to have a little bit of patience to get accepted into the CPA network. But essentially what a CPA network is you can actually have other marketers promote your landing page, okay? The idea here is what I want to do is I want to get accepted into a CPA network, okay? One or couple or, 3 or however many you want, okay? You fill out an application, you follow up with them with a phone call, you talk to them, you be really, really nice, be really cool with them, okay? And you publish your stuff, okay? So you get other people to promote your stuff, okay? And what I want to do is I want to pay for a double opt-in, Okay, so in other words, I want to set up my landing page here. Okay, and with a hook that's proven. Okay, now you don't do this stuff. You don't do this stuff unless you have proven that your landing page works on a smaller scale right here. Okay, so that's some relatively inexpensive stuff. Okay, because I don't want to go wild with this without knowing how well my stuff converts. Okay, but this last thing, man, oh man, oh man, you can man, dude, you can crush it. Okay, you can absolutely crush it if you have a funnel that's solid enough, and if you have your landing page that's converting, when you know your numbers. Okay, here's what I can do. I can go to a CPA network and I can say, hey, I'm willing to pay $2, okay, or $1.50 for a double opt-in, or I'm willing to pay, if your numbers is good enough and you have some room. See, in the beginning I said if you can and willing to pay more money to acquire a lead than your competition, and you can do so comfortably, you got it. Okay, you never ever have to worry about it. You never have to worry about not having enough. Okay, but your funnel needs to be strong enough for you to be able to do this. Okay, make sense? So you go to the CPA networks and you say, I'm going to pay $2 for a double opt-in subscriber to my landing page. And then you have hundreds of people promoting your landing page, and you pay only for an opt-in. Okay? You don't pay for a visitor, you pay for an opt-in. When somebody opts in, and not just an opt-in, I want people to opt in. I'm going to send them a confirmation email, right, through my autoresponder. They have to check their email, they have to click confirm link, and only when they do that, when they're confirmed on my list, double opted in, right, so I can, weed all the potential garbage. I only pay for a double opt-in subscriber to my list. Okay. Now here's what else I'm going to do. I'm gonna do that, and I'm also going to set a retargeting. Okay. And guess what? I might also target them on Facebook PPC, but it depends how you have your funnel set up. Okay. Now, there's a couple things you can do with CPA traffic here. Okay. So obviously, when they are, when you are getting and paying for traffic that's double opt-in already, they are already going to your list. There is really no need for you to retarget them, and there is no need for you to do any of the Facebook PPC custom audience, right, with them, because they are already on your list. It doesn't make sense. Okay. What you can do though is you can do retargeting and Facebook PPC, right? You can set that up on as soon as they get to your landing page. Okay. There is a way for you to put a pixel on your landing page, and before they even opt in, this is killer strategy, folks. When you grasp this, your head can spin for like 3 days. All right, because this is big. When you advertise through CPA network, okay, when you have other people sending traffic your way, you will have loads, all right, buttloads of traffic coming your way daily. Okay. What you can do is you can set up a different campaign on retargeting, okay, and you can just capture them without having to pay for them. Okay, you only pay when you are retargeting them and when they come back. Okay, because not everybody who hits your landing page from the first time, right, from CPA traffic or CPA promotions, they will opt in. Not everybody's going to do that, obviously. Okay, but you can still retarget those people who hit your landing page but don't opt in. Okay, so it's like a double traffic generation strategy, whatever you want to call it. So in other words, what you can do is you can be a little bit creative with this kind of stuff. Somebody's saying, isn't it too costly, too expensive to pay $2 per lead? No, it is if you don't have your funnel. Guys, I want you to pay attention. See, I told you that when traffic is not an issue, folks. Traffic out there is ridiculous. Okay, let me see here. Hold on. I want to. How do I get back to you there? Okay, here it is. Okay, hold on. I want to come back. Oh, come on now. How do I stop broadcast? No, now I don't want to stop broadcast. I want to screen share. I want to stop screen share. Okay, back with you guys. Okay, you guys should be able to see me. Okay. First of all, does this make sense? I'm gonna answer some questions here, guys. What you need to do? You know, see, there's so much traffic out there, my friends. It's mind blowing how much traffic that's out there. You know, last hangout I shared with you guys a glimpse. You know, a little bit about banner, just one area, which is banner traffic, right? And how to do that. And it's mind blowing how much traffic you can tap into. Okay. Traffic is not an issue. Traffic should never be an issue. Traffic should never be the thing that you really focus on. Okay, just because you can close your eyes and you can start a campaign, you can get traffic. What's gonna make it profitable for you, okay, is your funnel. Okay, if you can have a winning funnel, if you can create a funnel, when you're paying $2 per lead, okay. And then your matrix, okay, and then your customer value for the first 30 or 60 days or 90 days, right, is $900. See, you can buy as many of those leads as possible, right? And you don't care, man. I'm willing to pay $2 per lead any day, right? If my average earnings per lead is $40. Does that make sense? So would you be willing to pay $2 to earn 40 every single lead, right? Every single lead you get. You pay $2, you get back 20. Of course, you'll be silly not to, right? So that's kind of that's what you can do when you have a funnel that's strong enough. Does that make sense, guys? My video is like super. This is a little weird here. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully that it comes across. Okay. You know what we're gonna do, folks, is let's see. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in. I can stay on and I can answer them some of these questions for you guys. But ultimately, what it's gonna come down to is this. Listen, you and I, guys, we can do something. We can do something big, guys. We don't just focus on making a buck, right? I really hope that the stuff that I was talking about in the beginning, the stuff that seems like it's not important, right? That stuff is more important. You know, every little thing matters. You know, how you think, how you hold yourself, right? How you talk to yourself. How do you talk to others? How do you deal with? How do you see your business? All that stuff matters. Okay. When you are setting up your funnel, when you're setting up your campaign, my intention is always, how can I do this in a way to make a bigger difference for the person who's going to go through my funnel? Does that make sense? And when I started Big Idea Mastermind, my vision was basically is how can we make a bigger difference, and I always talk about this to our team, and I say, guys, it's not about making a buck, okay? It's about making a bigger difference. It's about making an impact. It's about changing somebody's life. And I know that not everybody's going to do that, but some people will, right? And so why am I willing to share this with you? I want you to become a master. I want you to become a student of this stuff. Next week we can have a hangout and we can dive into creation of the funnel, right? And how do you engineer all that stuff, right? For yourself, for your following, because there's a science, right? There's a science and an art. It's not like, okay, you just do this, right? There is a formula. There is a basic how-to guide, right? But there is also you. There is also you. There is your ideas. There is your input. There is your inspiration. There is your, there is stuff that's coming from you, because ultimately you are the driving force of your business. Okay, and so, my friend, I just believe that when we have when we have the right kind of information, you know, and when we put this to use with good intentions, man, we can do big things together. You know what I'm talking about? We can do things that have never been done before, and you can do things in your business that have never been done before. There is statistically, I don't even know, something like 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, somebody starts a home-based business. You know what the sad part is, guys? 99% or 97% or something crazy like that of those people will fail in the first 3 years. Okay, statistically. And guess what? This happens on an ongoing basis. It happens over and over and over again. Okay, you and I, we can do something about it. And I believe that if your intention becomes, hey, how can I become the best version of marketer, right? How can I become the best version of myself possible? And how can I share my knowledge and my expertise? How can I test some of these ideas, right? And if it's working for me, how can I share it with other people? And how can I, you know, spread this vibe, right, or make this ripple, this success ripple go? And trust me, you will never have to worry about money. You'll never have to worry about money, guys. I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, just, you know, a few ideas I wanted to bounce off with you. We can have another hangout, you know, next time when we do it, talking about funnels, right, specifically, or something else, whatever we want to talk about. I don't care. I mean, I can be here talking about this stuff all night. I love this stuff. But also, you know, since I got you here, you know, if you do want to become a member of Big Idea Mastermind, hit the button right over here. You know, obviously you'll be joining our team, and we are with Empower Network. We're building around Empower Network. It's not. Here's another tip I'm going to tell you. When you are promoting a product, okay, people don't buy products. People buy vision. Okay, people don't buy opportunities. People buy dreams. Did you get that? When you can create a vision, your personal vision that's big enough, okay, and a dream that's big enough for other people to be involved with it, you don't have to worry about money. Never. Okay. When you learn what makes you tick, when you learn what makes other people tick, right? When you learn how to, when you become an example, when you lead by example. In other words, you know, if you tell somebody to, you know, if I tell somebody to read, listen, I'm reading 30 minutes every day. Okay. When I tell somebody that you need to be, you know, you need to work on yourself more than what you, than how you work on your business, I'm doing that myself. Okay. See, when you have that, you have good ideas going. You have there's something that you cannot explain. But all of a sudden, it's just like when you do things, it just works, right? It just works. It becomes effortless, and it works, guys. I'm just here to tell you that, you know, listen. No matter what your situation is, you can do this. I started out from zero, but because I got committed and I said I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna be, you know, I will never work for somebody else. I'm gonna create my own economy. Never depend on anybody. Okay, we actually had a webinar with Big Idea Mastermind members, and we talked about how to not depend on anybody, how to never ever depend on anybody, and that was a cool thing. So, folks, I appreciate you all. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you got a few ideas. Again, test it out. You know, see if it's gonna work for you. Tweak it. Start small, but explore it. Be an explorer. Okay, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Let me know how it goes for you. Let me know, if this has been helpful. Leave me a comment. I'm gonna, go through the comments next time. Thank you for stopping by. I had a blast hanging out with you. And if you're gonna be in Miami next month in January, I'll see you in Miami. All right. Bye bye now.